Are the stories of men like Bill Bojangles Robinson, who took Broadway by storm and tapped his way to Hollywood stardom in the 1920s and 30s. His singing and dancing earned him fame and fortune. But even as his star shined brighter than most entertainers, the man who revolutionized tap dancing never forgot his Richmond roots. As our Greg McQuaid tells us, the dancer's generosity is still being remembered nearly 8 decades later. Here's Greg's special report.
At Adams and Lee.
They were the first 4 traffic lights north of Broad Street.
It's stop and go, day after day.
There was no traffic light there.
A routine one-citizen cop
Yeah, it looks like he's looking over that intersection.
has been orchestrating for nearly 80 years. Bill Robinson, the dancer affectionately known as Bojangles, the man with lightning-fast feet and an electric smile, relished the bright lights of America's biggest cities, but he never forgot about his native River City.
I started on the stage from Richmond, Virginia.
Because a lot of folks don't know that he came from here.
Robinson was born dirt poor on North 3rd Street in Richmond's Jackson Ward in 1878. Between shelling peas at 17th Street Marketplace, the orphan boy with the funny nickname danced on sidewalks for pennies.
He felt he had a God-given talent.
While waiting tables at the Jefferson Hotel, an agent who saw him cutting a rug invited him to New York City. By the roaring 20s, Robinson, the man with no formal training and a dance style never before seen, became Broadway's first black superstar.
He didn't just dance, he was making steps. He was defining art.
Soon after his splash on stage, Hollywood came calling.
I like to go upstairs that way.
You sure learn fast.
Teaming up with pint-sized partner Shirley Temple, Robinson's star soared.
He was the best. A lot of folks looked up to him, black and white.
In 1935's The Little Colonel, Robinson showcased his fluid moves on a staircase, a dance he honed as a child in Richmond.
He paved the way for other young black entertainers.
Richmond historian Carolyn Brown admires Bill Robinson for his legendary giving as much as his talents.
He was an extraordinary man who did extraordinary things.
Robinson, who commanded $5,000 a week in his prime, was generous with his wealth and time. The man with famous feet always lent a helping hand.
He didn't forget where he came from. And this impresses me so much. He never forgot being poor.
During his most famous return visit to Richmond in 1933, Bojangles would leave a lasting impact on Richmond.
He was an entertainer, but he was also a humanitarian.
Robinson was appalled a busy North Side intersection near a school did not have traffic signals.
The very next day, he went down to City Hall and told the mayor he was going to pay to have traffic lights put there.
So the dancer cut a check for $2,000. Life at Adams and Lee would forever be much safer.
I think it's very important because I think he deserves it.
In the early 1970s, members of the Astoria Beneficial Club set out to immortalize Richmond's native son, who gave so much of himself.
Well, we felt that he should have been honored.
103-year-old club member Wesley Carter was instrumental in seeing a 9-foot statue of Bill Bojangles Robinson rise at the sight of his famous traffic light.
So I will always remember that.
Mr. Carter helped deliver the aluminum Bojangles from Ohio and witnessed its dedication on June 30th, 1973.
Oh, I think he'd be very happy to see that statue of him. I think that we think that much of him.
Without the memorial, Mr. Carter says Bojangles would be just a footnote in Richmond's history. During his last public appearance in 1949, 5 weeks before he passed away at age 71, Bill Robinson's generous spirit was on full display. He shared the words he lived by.
And the only thing I'd like to say to you,
each and every day.
it's not what you do on the stage, it's what you do after you leave the stage.
I'm Greg McQuaid, CBS 6 News.
Following Robinson's death in 1949, 500,000 mourners lined the streets of New York to say goodbye to the man who was called the world's greatest dancer. Every June, the Astoria Beneficial Club lays a wreath at the Bojangles statue in Jackson Ward, honoring the birth of Bill Robinson.
It's a